Breakups done right? It is possible, but it is probably more rare than it should be. Breaking up with someone doesn't have to be totally and completely brutal, but it should be honest. And I don't mean like, of course, vague lines like, it's not you, it's me, because nobody believes that. Even if it's true, nobody believes that. What people can typically handle is clarity, something like, I don't feel a connection, so, I don't think this is going to work out. It's honest without being cruel, and it's direct, but also still preserves the other person's self-esteem and can help make their emotional recovery smoother and can make the breakup smoother because it's a clean break. But the setting is important. So, depending on the status of the relationship and how long you've been seeing each other, like if you've been seeing each other for a long time, it probably should not be over a text, right? So if you're going to do it in person, choose a space where you can both speak freely. At brunch is probably not a great place. Most importantly, choose somewhere that feels safe for you if you're doing the breaking up. You don't owe anyone a in-person moment if you feel unsafe. Full stop. Also, expect emotion. You might cry. They might cry. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong or you're making a mistake because you feel emotional in the moment or because they're crying. Backpedaling because you feel guilty in the moment, it just never makes anything better. It makes everything worse, and it just drags out the inevitable, right? It may feel compassionate in the moment, but if you've ever experienced this, I bet you ended up breaking up with him anyway, right? So stick with your gut. If you're going in to do it, stick with it. And then ghosting. If you went on like 2 dates and they gave you weird vibes, honestly, fine. It's fine. You don't owe them anything. But if you've been consistently seeing someone getting emotionally involved with each other, then, you probably do owe them something, some kind of words to let them know that it's not going to continue, at least, so that they're not waiting around wondering. Ask for space after you break up. I think it makes sense. I think it's reasonable and it's healthy. Not because you're heartless, but really it can be very, very necessary part of moving on. I think we need to stop texting so that we can both move on. Can prevent months of mixed signals, dragging it out, saying, one person you feel like you're just talking as friends now, but they feel like maybe there's still something there, and then they get very mad when eventually they realize there's not. So that break can be really, really important for everybody. I've got to take care of my mental health, so let's just not continue talking, at least for quite a while. The real problem often comes when people feel blindsided, obviously. That's when things can get pretty ugly. And don't drag it out forever just because you're waiting for the right time. There is no right time. There's no right time to break up with somebody. It's just never going to feel great. It's never a fun conversation to have. So if it feels in your gut like this relationship is over, just do it. Just rip the Band-Aid. Delaying doesn't make the pain smaller or easier. In fact, probably the opposite. It just stretches it out, prolongs the misery for everyone. And keep it classy. You don't need to post things like, loyalty isn't for everyone with a photo. Just, try to keep it off social media. I know that's a wild thing to say in this world that we live in now, but I truly do believe just keep it simple. If you really don't want drama in your life, then don't stir the pot. If you have a breakup, just leave it at that and don't vague post on social media about it. Just let everybody move on. Okay? Even if they're being a dick or, if they're being difficult, just leave it off social media. It makes everybody's lives simpler. Be clear, be kind, be firm. And that is how you can do your best to break up without burning everything to the ground while maintaining, your peace and at least knowing that you tried to do things in the right way. So let me know, what is the worst breakup line you've ever gotten? Let me know in the comments.